Alright, in our previous video printing this woodcut, I realized that by using rice paper, we really weren't being faithful to the way that Bryan Nash Gill printed. He was using more traditional printmaking papers, which were a lot heavier. And so I just wanted to do one more print, and we'll be using a piece of Rives BFK paper. And it's a much thicker paper. I think this is probably 175 GSM. It's 100% cotton. It's a beautiful paper. And it's got some advantages and disadvantages. If you remember in the one that we did on the rice paper, you could see the rings through the print and have an idea of how you were printing. Whereas on this one you can't, but you can weight down part of the paper and turn it up and see how the print is looking and change and add ink and go from there. So we're going to ink this and then pull a print on this nice paper and see how that goes. Once again, we're just using some Akua Intaglio ink, and it's soy oil based. It's a very nice ink. The oils dry by absorption and not by oxidation, so it stays open for a long time. So we'll get this printed and inked, and we'll see how it prints. A little baby wipe to clean the hands. You don't want a bunch of inky fingerprints on your paper. Something else with this window that is nice is I set this up centered in the middle of the window so the paper can go up against the window. If we wanted to do multiple prints and record them as a series with consistency, we could use that wall as a register. Second, Nash Gill does not say if he mists or wets his paper at all, but I am going to lightly mist at least the print side of the paper to expand those fibers so that it'll take the ink a little bit better. So I'm going to give that just a minute to soak in. Then again, I'm lining it up. Realizing I just misted the wrong side of the paper. That's nice. Alright, so our paper is down. I don't like all that moisture on our paper. On the back, at least. Alright, so now we're going to use this Print Frog Baron, which is solid glass. It's nice and heavy. It's just it's a beautiful tool and a very functional tool. It's like the epitome of form and function combined. We just want a lot of pressure on this paper. We don't want it to move at all. Just trying to evenly work that paper down onto the stump. Yeah, this thicker paper, I'll tell you, it's way more of a suspense surprise game. You know, when you're printing through rice paper, you can see the backside of your print and get an idea of how it's going. Not so with this. Makes me understand why these guys are lifting and checking as they print. As you can see, I think the paper got pretty damp, and so the way it's draping there, it's hard to believe that that's I'm going to hold the bearing here to kind of that window is actually catching a little bit. I'm going to pull her away a little. Alright, so we're getting, in some places, some really intense rings and some others none. That is nice that we can drop it and come over here and work in some of those places where it's just not printing very well. All right. So that's actually pretty nice that you can lift up the paper and check as you go. Hindsight 2020, I think I would say that I would do less ink next time. But we still have a pretty nice print. So what I'm going to do is lift this up, get some newspaper on top, and then bring that over. And I'll show you this final print. Very nice detail. It's nice that how much abuse this paper can take. That's a lot of pressure that I was putting on it with the actually, let me stop it here and take it off. Okay, so here's the final result with the Rives BFK paper, and you can see that the detail is very good. The ink is pretty heavy in some places, but it's that's okay. It makes for a very bold, strong, forceful print. This paper allowed us to put a lot more pressure on the stump than we did before. And so one thing, for example, there's this arrowhead, kind of this special feature of the print that is part of the reason I chose this woodcut, because I thought it looked very special. And my other prints really didn't pick up on that very well, and you can see it there, you know, in our actual print. So this is just the first one with this other paper, but you know, I'm very happy with it. And if I get some time, I'll probably experiment with some different inks, change my colors a little bit, change a little bit of the intensity. But it's really a wonderful, beautiful process, and I can see why, you know, Nash Gill loved it. You can see even over a course of a week, this checking that split in the print, and how, you know, that comes up right here as well. So yeah, very happy with it, and looking forward to doing a little bit more of it. If you like this page, thanks for watching, and I'd love it if you'd consider subscribing. I'll have a lot more information and how-to videos coming up having to do with printmaking, whether it's fish or plants or fishing, and all things related to the two. Thanks so much for watching.